Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Kindle Unlimited TBR. So I'm going to be honest with you, I have already recorded this video and the sound was somehow corrupted. I don't know if my microphone was not plugged in correctly, but it's been a day. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible because Kindle allows you to download 20 books through Kindle Unlimited. It's a paid service where you just get to keep reading as many books as you want. You can have 20 books checked out at a time, and you just pay a monthly fee, and it's fairly small when you consider how many books you're able to read because it's unlimited. There's a lot of wonderful books that you can get on there, a lot of really great indie authors, thrillers, horrors, fantasies, sci-fis, and I think their best selection is in romance, especially dark romance and monster romance, fantasy romance. They just have it all. Anyway, so I'm going to try to make this quick because I do have 20 books to discuss on this video. Before we get into that, I just want to let you know I do have all of my social media linked down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or Goodreads, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. This video was actually chosen by my Instagram followers. I put up a poll of what TBR y'all want to see, and I think this one got over 30%. And it won the poll. Let's just go ahead and get into this. I have 20 books to talk about again. I'm just going to go through buzzwords and general, not a specific synopsis, nothing, in depth. Not that I do that generally anyway, but this is just going to be straight up buzzwords. The first book is Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. It's an epic fantasy with an autistic male main character. I think there's actually two male main characters, and there's a chosen one trope, there are dragons, there's going to be a magic school. I am about 15% into it, and I am reading this for my book club, Femmes, Afictionados, that I run with Maria Might Read That and Kay's Hidden Shelf. We're going to be having the live show on October 9th, so I'm going to have all that information linked down below if you want to join us. The second book I have on here, I'm currently reading as well, and that is The Highwayman by Kerrigan Byrne. This is a historical dark romance set in Scotland during the Victorian age. This is about a highwayman who is basically like a rebel, a scoundrel, a criminal who captures the interest of our heroine, who is like a court clerk. The book actually starts when our heroine is a child and she's at an orphanage, and she becomes really close friends with this boy there who has been treated very poorly. They become best friends and they perform even a cute little child wedding, and it's just adorable. Anyway, then it fast forwards to modern day, which is actually Victorian era. But and then we see the heroine as an adult when our highwayman is being arrested. The third book that I have here is Dragon Queens by Kathleen Duplume. This is a sapphic fantasy romance with dragons. I think our main character runs away because she is betrothed to someone that she does not want to marry, and then we have our bounty hunter, or bounty huntress I should say, that has to go after her and bring her back to the castle. So this is a romance between the two women, and I'm really excited to read a sapphic fantasy romance. There are not enough of them, and I can't wait to get to it. Plus dragons, so yeah. The fourth book that I have here is The Bratva's Heir by Jane Henry and Sophie Lark. This is a book where we have our Bratva hero who is in prison, and he escapes from prison. And while he's escaping from prison, he takes Clara, our heroine, captive. And so this is a romance between the two of them. It's a dark mafia romance. I am in my dark mafia romance era right now. I'm loving all of their mafia romances, so you're going to see quite a few of those here on this Kindle Unlimited TBR. The next book I have here is Descent by Sam Mariano. I've never read anything by Sam Mariano before, but I do know that her books are extremely dark, lots of triggers. There are often non-consent scenes, so if you are interested in reading Sam Mariano, make sure you look into trigger warnings, look into what's in the books, because oftentimes these are not books that are for everyone. They are very dark. Often there are non-consent scenes. This is about our heroine who breaks up with her boyfriend and then is tricked by her ex-boyfriend's boss to come in, and then he basically assaults her, and he becomes like a stalker, and it becomes like a captive type of romance. Super dark scenes, super dark themes, and it's just a super dark romance that is extremely taboo. Definitely look into trigger warnings and look into everything before you pick up this book if you're interested. Next, I have Love Unsolicited by Alexandra Warren. I believe this is a Black love book that has Pretty Woman vibes. So I think it's about like this like one night situation. Our heroine is like trying to con our hero, something of that nature, and anything with Pretty Woman vibes, I mean, give it to me. I believe this is under 200 pages. I believe it's a novella, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard really good things. I hear it's sexy. I hear it's really cute, and yeah, looks really good. Next, I have another mafia romance, and that is Mafia Madmen by Mila Finelli. And this is the third book in this series. I've already read Mafia Mistress and Mafia Darling. Those were the first two books that completed a duet in this series. So there was already an HEA for that couple. So this is a new couple, and this book follows Gia and Enzo. And I'm excited and nervous for this couple because I'm not a huge fan of Gia. I'm not a huge fan of Enzo, and I'm interested in finding out how this goes. I hear it's really, really, really good. My friend Jessica from Honest Fiction is really trying to get me to read this book, and I want to. I'm just kind of like saving it until I need a book to be like a home run, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be, based on my feelings about the first two books in the series. Super dark, lots of triggers, isn't for everyone. At least for the first two books, the hero was awful. Okay, just awful. Okay, like very problematic. So definitely consider that before picking up any of the books in the series, but I loved it. Next, I have Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. Yeah, you heard me right. Den of Vipers. I am buddy reading this with a few friends of mine, Neva, Michelle, and Kaylee. We're all going to be buddy reading this pretty soon here. It is a why choose, reverse harem, why choose story about this girl and the Vipers. And the Vipers are kind of like I don't know if it's like a mafia or just like organized crime of some sort. They run the town through illegal means. I'm pretty sure she's like sold to them to pay a debt, possibly. I do hear a lot of awful things about it. I know that there's been a lot of ranting about this book, but I've also heard a few people like it. So we're gonna see. We may even be vlogging our experiences for this for you guys, so stay tuned. Next, I have Born Darkly by Trisha Wolfe. This book is a serial killer dark romance where our main character is a psychologist who falls in love with her patient who is a serial killer. So very dark, lots of triggers, super taboo, and I'm looking forward to picking it up. I've heard really good things about it. Next is another dark mafia romance, Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Gesslinger. This is a mafia romance, and in this book, our main character has been broken up from her ex-boyfriend for 5 years, but she's still having trouble getting over that relationship. And that is when our hero enters the picture. It's a dark mafia romance that I keep hearing so many wonderful things about. I keep hearing great things about actually the whole series. I think especially book 2 is supposed to be really good and a lot of people's favorites. So I'm looking forward to getting to the series because I want as much mafia romance as I can get my hands on. The next book I have is a monster why choose, and that is The Point of No Return by Devin Sinclair. This is a gargoyle why choose reverse harem romance, and I think that our main character, the heroine, is an opera singer, and she gets taken by these 3 gargoyles and brought to like another world of some sort where there's monsters and there's monsters after them, and so there's adventure, and it's a white shoes with gargoyles. I loved the only other gargoyle romance that I've read, that was Titan, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to reading some more gargoyle romance. The next I have is a second book in a series. It's Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon. This is part of the Ice Planet Barbarians series, which is an alien romance series. I read the first book and really enjoyed it. I believe I gave it 4 stars. It's about a group of women who crash land after having been captured by these aliens. Their love interests are not the aliens that captured them. Definitely trigger warnings in the very beginning of the first book if you haven't already read it, but you're looking into it. There is an on-page essay, so make sure that you just check the trigger warnings, just letting you know. But I really enjoyed the first book, and I'm looking forward to continuing on in this series. Next, we have Lola and the Millionaires. This is the second book in the Sweet Omegaverse series by Catherine Moon, and I really enjoyed the first one. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I had a little bit of issues with trying to keep track of all the characters because all the main characters actually had 2 names because they had their motorcycle club nickname and their actual name, so that made things extremely confusing considering she had like 5 or 6 love interests. So that made everything a lot. But there was that, and also with Catherine Moon books, I really love her writing, but I tend to end up skimming the last 50 to 100 pages because I think that her books are written a bit too long considering the content. I also still really enjoy them, so I'm looking forward to picking up Lola and the Millionaires. This is about Lola, who we see in the first book. She's the friend of the main character in that book. So I'm looking forward to seeing her story and what happens with her. Next, I have Control Freak by Brianna Hill. This is a employer-employee romance with a daddy dom kink, and I'm really looking forward to that because it's definitely something I really love, and I think it's like BDSM for healing as well. And so lots of themes that I really like, and I always like to try to fit in like an employee-employer kind of like dom kink book into my TBR. I always enjoy those, always. Even if I don't rate them high, they're always still fun to read. Next, I have a book that is really popular right now. I'm seeing a lot of romance booktubers reading this, and that is Morning Glory Milking Farm. And this is by CM Niscata. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. But this is about a girl who is down on her luck and she needs a job, she needs money, she needs health insurance, and she finds this job that pays really well, has great benefits, and it's at Cambric Creek, and that's where she's going to be milking minotaurs for her job. And so yeah, her job is to milk minotaurs, and the romance is between her and one of the minotaurs. I hear it's super like a steamy book, but also really sweet at the same time. I hear wonderful things about this whole series. Next, I have another mafia romance, but this one is a Why Choose reverse harem, and that's Pageant by Lilith Vincent. And this is, like I said, a Why Choose book, but it's like a mafia book. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning of this, our heroine is auctioned off. She's sold off to these 3 men in the mafia. I don't know much else, but I've heard good things. I've heard a lot of people talking about this recently, and I really liked the synopsis when I read it. 4 more books. I have Company of Fiends. This is another book by Catherine Moon. This is the second book in the series. I really liked the first book, The Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, which was a Why Choose reverse harem monster romance, and this is also the same genre, Why Choose monster. This book follows Hazel, who works at an adult theater. So she's playing out scenes, basically having sex with monsters on stage. And this is her romance, and I'm guessing it's with multiple monsters. I'm hoping this book isn't as long as the first one. I think that the last one was maybe like 50 pages too long. Either way, I always enjoy reading Catherine Moon. I also think this might be the Ravished by Romance pick for October. And if so, I'll go ahead and link Lacey and Jessica's channels down below, and or the Ravished by Romance Instagram, so you can follow that. But I do think this is going to be their pick for October. Number 18 on this list is Mated to the Monster by Sarah Spade. This was mostly a cover buy or a cover download. This is a monster romance that I don't really know anything about. I think that a girl basically accidentally summons a demon, and we've all seen that trope before, and we love it. We love to see it. And no, I don't know anything about this book, but the cover is gorgeous. And so, yeah. Number 19 is actually the only other non-romance on this list. This is The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I've never read anything by Darcy Coates before, but I really want to try her out. I think she's known to be like the queen of cozy horror, and I really want to try out some cozy horror. And I also really want to read a haunted house book this October. So yeah, this might be the one. We shall see. But I like the synopsis. I've heard a lot of good things about this book and about Darcy Coates in general. I think that she is one of Kaylee's favorite authors, and me and Kaylee do have similar reading taste. So yeah, I have this downloaded. I'm hoping to read it in October. Hopefully I can fit it into my TBR. And finally, last but not least, we have A Demon's Horns by Mary Mystery. I mean, come on. You knew I was going to have a Mary Mystery book on this list. This is a series that I haven't started yet. This is the first book in the series, and it's set at a vice demon college, or a vice college for demons. This is a why choose demon paranormal romance. We have our main character Lilith, who has her showing, and that is where she is separated to a demon cast. So during the showing, she is categorized as a lust demon, and yeah, I mean, does that give you Harry Potter vibes? Is this Harry Potter fan fiction? I'm not sure, but like the sorting, the showing, categorizing into your house kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. But it's set at like a school for demons, but like a sexy school. I don't know. It's like it's ringing of Harry Potter fanfic to me, but I love that, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I loved everything that I've read by Mary Mystery so far, and I don't think this will be any different. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you have Kindle Unlimited. What's the next Kindle Unlimited book that you cannot wait to read? If you don't have Kindle Unlimited, maybe just let me know what ebook you have downloaded that you can't wait to read next. I'm a huge fan of Kindle Unlimited. I think it's a great bang for your buck for sure. If you like this video, click the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. You can click the notification bell as well if you want to be notified every time I post new videos. All of my social media will be linked down below, including my Goodreads, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life. Strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.